Chapter 19. Time to go home. Reece William and Milktooth said goodbye to the king of the Toothfaries. They left the castle and walked back through Tooth City. Reece William took one last look around. He was going to miss the land of the Toothfaries.
"Come on," said Milktooth. "We'd better go and see my mum before you go home."
Reece William nodded. "Yes, I want to say thank you and goodbye." They left the city and flew up into the air once more. They flew over the city, waving down at the Toothfairies in the streets. Over the forest they flew, and before long they could see the stream and Milktooth Manor. They landed on the bank. This time Reece William did not tumble over. He looked very pleased with himself. Milktooth laughed and clapped his little hands. The two friends walked across the little tooth bridge and up to the gate. No sooner had Milktooth opened the gate, the door to Milktooth Manor burst open. Madam Milktooth rushed out and hugged them both. You're back, she cried. "I've been so worried." Reece William gave her a great big grin. "And you've got your tooth back. Come inside and tell me all about it." So, for the third time that day, they told the story of how they had gotten back Reece William's tooth. Once they had finished their tale, Madam Milktooth said, "You must both be hungry." She smiled at Reece William. "I can't send you home with an empty stomach." Reece William and Milktooth grinned from ear to ear. They were both very hungry. And oh, what a feast! Pies and cakes, and even Tooth Fairy ice cream. Once they had finished, Madam Milktooth began to clear away the plates. Reece William was very content. Now it really was time to go home. "My mum's going to be so cross," mumbled Reece William. "I've been away for days and days." Madam Milktooth laughed. "Don't worry, dear," she said. "When you go back through the mirror, you'll arrive just after you left." She laughed again. "You'll have been away for no time at all." Reece William sighed with relief. "And now I suppose," Madam Milktooth said, "you really must be on your way." "Yes, I really must," said Reece William. Thank you so much for all you've done." "You're welcome, dear," said Madam Milktooth. "We shall both miss you, won't we, Milktooth?" Milktooth nodded. He had made a very good friend. "Before you go," Madam Milktooth said, "I have something for you." She took out a little box from a cupboard and opened it. Inside was a small, shiny tooth. "This is very special," she said. "Keep it with you at all times. If you never ever need us, hold the tooth very tightly with both hands. When the tooth starts to glow, we will know. Wherever you are, we will find you." "Thank you so much," said Reece William. It was a very special gift indeed. He closed the little box and put it safely in his coat pocket. Reece William gave Madam Milktooth a great big hug. She kissed him on the cheek. "Goodbye, dear. Take care. And if you ever need us, don't forget the tooth." She stood at the door to Milktooth Manor to wave him goodbye. "Milktooth, you take him back through the mirror," she said. Reece William suddenly stopped. "What about my wings?" he asked. "My mum will be upset if I wake up in the morning with wings." Madam Milktooth laughed again. "Don't worry, dear. When When you come out on the other side of the mirror, your wings will disappear. She smiled again. And you will be back to your normal size. Now be off, the pair of you. The two friends crossed over the bridge. All the while they waved to Madam Milktooth.
Right,
said Milktooth.
as it's going to be your last time, we'll fly all the way to the Hall of Mirrors.
Reece William smiled. He really did like flying. He would miss it when he got back home. Up into the sky they went. Reece William looked back down to wave at Madam Milktooth one last time. Then they were off, soaring over the dark forest, then zooming past Tooth City. In no time at all, they had arrived at the Hall of Mirrors. Reece William felt a little nervous. It really was time to go home. They went inside and walked from one end to the other.
There you are,
said Milktooth, pointing.
That's your mirror, up there.
Reece William looked up. There, high up on the wall, was a mirror, just like the one in his bedroom. This one was glowing.
It knows you're here,
said Milktooth quietly.
Well then, let's get you home.
The little pair fluttered up to the glowing mirror. Reece William looked at Milktooth. On the count of 3, he said. 1, 2, 3. They flew into the mirror and disappeared with a pop. In Reece William's bedroom, it was very dark and very quiet. Suddenly, the little mirror began to glow and voices could be heard.
Nearly there,
said Milktooth.
Here we go.
The mirror was now glowing very brightly. Then there was a flash and a pop. Reece William tumbled onto the floor. He picked himself up and looked around for Milktooth.
I'm here,
said a tiny voice next to his ear. Reece William turned. Milktooth was fluttering in front of his face. I'm big again, said Reece William. Suddenly he heard footsteps coming up the stairs. He took off his coat and pulled off his wellies. Then he hopped into his little bed. Milktooth flew over to the bed.
I'll best be going,
he said. Yes, I suppose you had, Reece William said. Thank you, Milktooth. It has been an adventure, hasn't it? Milktooth grinned.
Yes, it has, and I'm sure we'll meet again.
Yes, said Reece William. So am I. The door to Reece William's bedroom creaked.
Goodbye,
Milktooth whispered and flew towards the mirror. The door opened and the light came on. Just as Grandma walked in, there was a little flash and a pop as Milktooth vanished. What was that? She gasped. Reece William sat up in bed. That, Grandma, was a tooth fairy. She smiled at him. Tooth fairies are not real, dear. It was only a story. Trust me, Grandma, Reece William said quite sternly. It was a tooth fairy, and we've been on a wonderful adventure. If you say so, dear, said Grandma, and her eyes twinkled in that special, magical way. Grandma's eyes said, I believe you. She leaned over and kissed him on the forehead once more. Now go to sleep, young man. Yes, Grandma, whispered Reece William, closing his eyes. He was very sleepy. For the second time that night, Grandma turned out the light. In the morning, Reece William hurried down the stairs. Grandma was going home and he didn't want to miss her. Grandma was in the dining room hanging a picture on the wall. Grandma, what's that? Reece William asked. It's a present. A painting, Grandma said. The painting was of a dark and wild wood. Reece William thought it was just a little bit scary. Grandma, Reece William said, pointing at the painting, where is that? That, said Grandma in a mysterious voice, is Winter's Wood. It's where the witches live. Reece William gasped. Grandma smiled her magical smile. But that, she said, is another story.